For round 2 we are on the play again, and we have another awful hand. It has all the colors, but it doesn't have any spells, so it's an easy mulligan. It's not easy to keep mulliganing, especially early on in a tournament, but I found it's often better than just having some loose keeps and getting punished, and then you have a loose hand again, and then you think to yourself, now this time it has to work, and then you might be out of the tournament before you know it. Now these are single elimination tournaments, but the same applies to PDQs where you cannot afford to lose 2 rounds, for example. So I mulligan on the play into a 1-lander, which is another mulligan, and the hand should appear here. I'm afraid to click again because then sometimes it will get rid of the hand. I think I can just click play. Yeah, okay. So the hand is basically a plains, Pegasus, 2 combo tricks, and an arrest. So quite a lot of things have to go right here for me. And the first thing that goes right is me drawing a 2nd land. Now, a 3rd land allows me to drop the sentry here, and from that point on, my combo tricks are very powerful, as we can see. He blocks my 3-2 with the courier, and we can use Common Bond to blow him out, basically. He doesn't have any good blockers. We draw another great card. He's down to 10, and just not able to deal with this onslaught. This is where he double blocks, and Swift Justice is the 2nd combo trick that would leave him with only a Stealer of Secrets, I believe. So, which I would have ambushed with Druid's Deliverance, most likely. This was a nice mulligan to 5. Certainly lucky that we won this one. And then we have game 2. Once again, a 1-land hand, this time on the draw. There are reasons to keep because you have one of your more powerful uncommons, but this is the uncommon that needs more lands to work. So a Call of the Conclave would actually be much better because then all these spells do something, whereas a turn 2 Guild Mage and no 3rd land is certainly not good enough. So I mulligan into 5 forests and a Towering Indrik, which isn't keepable, so I have to go down to 5 and keep a hand that doesn't really do anything. Now our Azorius opponent is just beating down. We draw some okay cards, but we are missing the plains for Call of the Conclave. And even though he missed a land drop as well, we start discarding, and it's not a pretty sight. Now, at the time we find the plains, things look okay, but our opponent has another flash creature and keeps beating down with the flyer. Sadly, we don't really have a good way to apply our combo tricks. We would like to cast Rootborn Defenses when he attacks, but a Void Wielder makes that impossible. And overall, the fact that we stumbled on mana was just a bit too much. There was another dramatic rescue on our token, and we are left with basically nothing. We can still hold on because Rootborn Defenses is so good, but at some point we are going to have to concede the game. He even has the Bluster Squall to tap our Centaur. So the match is tied 1-1, and we are hoping for a hand we can keep this time. And we do. It has the Centaur's Herald, which is very important for us. It has a Guild Gate to fix our mana, and any creatures we draw are going to be Common Bonded or Swift Justice for good use. We have to be a bit careful about dramatic rescue or other bounce effects, but resolving Eyes in the Skies here is not really dangerous because we can always get 2 birds, which is fine. So here I decided not to drop the Guild Mage because he could have a second Plains and Supreme Verdict, which is kind of bad when he drops a Void Wheeler because I have less offensive power. But playing this just as an instant 3/3 and following the attack up with Calm Bond brings him down to 5. Now he does in fact destroy all creatures, but we drop Vidugazi Guild Mage. He doesn't have an answer to it, and after not attacking into his 3/4 flash creature, we can start making some centaurs. And even though the game goes longer after that, this combined with our hand is very tough to beat for an Azurius deck. He also had the Avenging Arrow, so not attacking with the Guild Mage was important in 2 ways. He could have ambushed it or destroyed it. And I'm not too sure if I play this correctly here. I want to use the Swift Justice and I want to put as much pressure on him as possible. I'm also not concerned about mass removal at this point because he has played the 1 Supreme Verdict. Drawing this, of course, also means that we aren't going to lose to another mass removal spell. And it actually works. We won the round.